Hi guys, today is Tuesday, September the 4th, 2018. It's right at 12 o'clock, and I'm at Austell, Georgia. Yesterday I just finished up working Labor Day weekend out at the Marietta Square, and I was spending today just kind of bopping around my old hometown, and I was going to make a vlog about it, and I made a bit just a minute ago that I was going to include in the vlog, but after reviewing the footage, it was so impactful that I feel like it needs to be a video all of its own. So, here it is. I am now still in... I'm still in Austell, down Veterans Memorial right now, because this spot where I'm standing right now has a very significant meaning in my life. This was where I had one of my first car accidents. Let me set the stage for you. I think I was about 20 years old. It was the year 2000, maybe 2001, and I had an old CJ5 straight six Jeep that was a 1975 model, I believe it was. And so I was pretty much doing the whole first vehicle kind of thing. I used it to learn how to drive manual and was working on it quite a bit, but the rear of the Jeep had drum brakes, or dumb brakes as I call them now, and even though I had adjusted and worked on these things as much as I could, they were still bad about pulling if you hit the brakes hard on a wet day. I was working at a factory at the time, and I was a little bit late to work, and so I was rushing out, jumped in the Jeep, and my little brother later told me that he had actually felt an impression to say a prayer for me that day. So as I was heading from our home over in Lithia Springs, and I was coming down this road right here, I was coming from this direction, the rain started, and it was a very short, like 5-minute little rain, just enough to get the road wet, which those are a little bit more dangerous at first, because when the road's just a little bit wet, people feel like they can drive normally, which I did, and so somebody pulled out in front of me, came from this middle lane right here, and they had a truck behind them that was too big, and they couldn't see, and they merged over right in front of me, and made me slam on my brakes, and those drum brakes locked up uneven and spun me around. And I hit this curb right here, and I flipped the Jeep on its side. Next thing I know, there was grass running by this plastic window next to my head, right here on this lawn. And where my rear wheel hit the curb and the rear fender raked across the sidewalk, you can still see the scuff mark today. Let me show it to you. There it is. It used to be a lot lighter, but that's the scuff mark right there. That was me at about 20 years old, driving a Jeep, hitting the curb, flipping it on its side, and skidding to a stop over here in this grass. I crawled out of that Jeep without a scratch, and the guy that pulled out in front of me could have easily have drove off, but he actually stopped. He came back, he talked to the cops, he owned up to it, and his insurance ended up paying for the Jeep. And to put the icing on the cake, the mechanic that I was used to using, his shop right over here where you see this El Tirio Market, this Spanish market, right there in that building, that's where my mechanic was that I used all the time. And so all we had to do was pretty much just tow it across the street into the garage there. I got a ride to work. I missed about 30 minutes of work, and everything was paid for and not a scratch. Now the amazing thing about this too is that if you look behind me, you can see for a long distance, and there is no safe place to flip a Jeep. You've got signs, you've got sidewalks, you've got telephone poles, you've got all of this for a long ways that way. And then over here you can kind of see the same thing. And all of this was here. This place hasn't changed much. But you've got steel handrails, more telephone poles, concrete and more concrete. Pretty much for half a mile in this direction and half a mile in this direction, there is no other place that I could have flipped my Jeep and turned out okay. And that flagpole was here. I don't think this light was here, but that flagpole was here. I missed that flagpole. I slid to a stop right here in this grass. So that was my religious experience, one of my biggest religious experiences when I was growing up. Just to hear my brother say, I felt like I needed to pray for you. To have a 5-minute race. To have everything work out where I came out completely fine. It didn't cost me a dime. It was kind of God's way of saying, you know, I see you. I care about you. I'm keeping you safe. And I've got plans for you. I still don't know what those plans are. But that was an experience for me. That was a life-changing experience. Now I think you can see why I didn't want to include that as a short story Thursday or anything. I really felt like it needed to be a vlog all to its own. That was an experience. And I never did sell that Jeep. I actually continued to work on it, had it repainted, and did a lot of other things to it. And I've actually, because of a lot of electrical work that I am terrible at, I eventually gave up on it. But I never did sell it, and my dad never really gave up on it. He actually still has it and still plans to have it completely restored at some point, and it is right now in his backyard next to his storage building, waiting on the time when he's got a chance to get in there and work on it. But every time I see it, it still reminds me of this day. So that's going to be it for this one, guys.